South Florida Blade 411 Magazine Studios in beautiful downtown Wilton Manors, Florida. This is the Queer Channel Weekly News with Bobbi Sommerz.
Welcome to the Queer Channel Weekly News for August 6th. I'm your host, Bobbi Sommerz, reporting live from the Broward County Courthouse. A sad day today in the gay community as one of our finest 29-year-old Broward Sheriff's Office deputy, Jonathan Bleiweiss, has been arrested and charged with 14 different crimes, including 5 counts of sexual battery in a position of control or authority, 4 counts of armed false imprisonment, 4 counts of battery, and 1 count of stalking. The South Florida Blade had just profiled Deputy Bleiweiss in March for winning the Police Officer of the Year award for his division in Oakland Park. So this is quite a turn of events for the deputy. Some of the crimes the deputy is accused of are pretty unfathomable. He allegedly, and again, these are all just allegations, he has been charged and he is arrested and he is in jail, but these are just allegations. He allegedly would go around in his police car and stop people who looked Latino and ask them if they were illegal immigrants. Once they were unable to show proof of citizenship, he would throw them against his police car, pat them down, and fondle and grope their genitals. After doing this, he would take them and put them in the back of his cruiser, force them to unzip their pants, and perform oral sex on them against their will. At least 8 men have come out and charged that Deputy Bleiweiss did this to them. So far, the 14 counts that he was arrested on are just for one person alone, one illegal immigrant. And there are at least 7 others out there that have many counts against him. It's very tough for Bobbi and the South Florida Blade crew to believe that something like this could happen. Because from what we understand, if you want to grope somebody and give head, it's pretty easy to do so. You don't have to do it illegally. You don't have to throw someone up against a cop car. You could just go to... You could probably just do that there. So Bobbi's reading the police report, and Bobbi is pretty stunned by some of the things. The South Florida Blade and Queer Channel, we have an exclusive copy of the 10-page police report, and Bobbi's going to read you a little bit of what Deputy Bleiweiss is accused of doing. I mean, in one instant, during the pat-down, Jonathan Bleiweiss unzipped the victim's pants and placed his hand inside the victim's underwear, grabbed his penis with his hand, and told the victim that he had a big one. That's just my typical Saturday night of... I don't know why anybody would need to do that illegally. I mean, some of the things that are written in this police report are just horrific. Here's another instance. Jonathan Bleiweiss ordered the victim to stand against his patrol car. Jonathan Bleiweiss lowered the zipper to the victim's pants, grabbed his penis with his hand, and began to masturbate him until his penis became erect. Jonathan Bleiweiss opened the rear door of the patrol vehicle and ordered the victim to sit inside. The victim was positioned facing out with his legs outside and his feet touching the ground. Jonathan Bleiweiss knelt down facing the victim, unbuckled the victim's belt, grabbed his penis, and performed oral sex on him. Bleiweiss asked the victim if he wanted to be given oral sex and or perform oral sex. The victim said that he told Jonathan Bleiweiss that he did not like men and he liked women. The victim did not ejaculate despite Jonathan Bleiweiss's encouragement to do so. The victim said that the sexual act was short, with Jonathan Bleiweiss's mouth going up and down on his penis approximately 10 to 12 times. I mean, just reading through this police report, it's almost like reading a graphic novel off the covers at rock hard. It's very, very sickening and erotic at the same time, strangely. At a news conference on Monday, Broward Sheriff's Office Sheriff Al Lamberti said he searched out his victims and actually sexually battered his victims while he was on duty. I can't think of a worse violation of the public trust. He tarnished the star that he wears, and what he did is unconscionable. I agree, Sheriff Lamberti. And Again, these are just allegations, but when you have your boss coming out and saying statements like that, it's pretty tough not to believe that it's true. Of course, Bleiweiss's attorney, Eric Schwartzreck, did come out and say that his client did not commit the crimes. These are only allegations. I don't believe there is, for a lack of a better term, I don't believe there's any foundation or meat on the bone to these allegations. He didn't do this. These are allegations, and we're confident he'll be acquitted in court. Schwartzreck also brought up the fact that the victims are illegal immigrants. Anyone can make an accusation, but we need to determine the credibility of the witnesses, he said. Now, that didn't sit too well with the judge. Now, Bleiweiss has been on the force for 7 years now. He's been openly gay the whole time, and for the most part, he's been a very respected member of the community. The patrol area that he worked on was in Oakland Park between Dixie Highway and Andrews. So I'm sure a lot of you out there have seen Bleiweiss either out and about in the community or patrolling in his vehicle. And it's scary to think that if you went to Sebastian Beach and got very tan and then went for a walk in Oakland Park, Bleiweiss could have stopped you. It's not a good thing to think about. Also, in an interesting twist in the Bleiweiss case, he would go up to a lot of his victims and he would tell things to them in Spanish, including "Quiero tu leche," translated, "I want your milk." "Este grande," translated, "It is big," and "Este bien bueno para mi cuyo," translated, "It is good for my ass." Well, Deputy Bleiweiss, what's good for your ass now in jail is probably not good for anyone's ass outside here. Again, these are just accusations, but Bobbi Sommerz and everyone at South Florida Blade and Queer Channel is just fathomed beyond belief. So please stick with us this week and every week, and we'll keep bringing you updates about Jonathan Bleiweiss and all the other news that's important here in the queer community in Wilton Manors. I'm Bobbi Sommerz, and that's news to me.